Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's devotional. This weekend, we'll be wrapping up our series, What Happy Couples Know. And hopefully, you've been able to find some ways to add some health or life or vitality to your deepest and your closest relationships. And this weekend, we're going to be talking about the choice, like one really important choice we can make to bring health and life and longevity to our marriages and our most important relationships. And our passage this morning, and the passage today, has some really great choices that we can make. So let's see what it has to say in Romans chapter 12. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to love. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, "It is mine to avenge, I will repay," says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you'll heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And so we're given plenty of choices in this passage. Choices that if we choose to honor God will actually improve our relationships. We have the choice, as the passage, to cling to what is good, be devoted to each other, honor each other, not to be conceited. These are the choices that we have to make. And in verse 18 is one of my favorite choices. The verse says, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. This means in all of our relationships, with what we can control, we need to live at peace with those around us. And I loved sharing this passage with students. Students would come to me and they would just share the frustrations of parents who they thought were being overbearing. And I would tell them, look, whether your parents are overbearing or not, the truth is that you have to do whatever you can to live at peace with them. And we all know that we know how to push the buttons of our parents. We know how to push the buttons of the people to whom we're closest. And so when it comes to living at peace with everyone, we have the choice. Are we going to push those buttons or are we not? Will we go to every effort, make the choice as far as it's up to us to live at peace with everyone? And so that's great for students, but as adults, that means going out of our way to ensure peace and harmony in our relationships. At work, that means not gossiping and just like getting your work done on time with our spouses. That means going out of our way to predict and meet their needs, taking into account maybe they're having a really bad week or they just had a horrible day. If Alicia's had a bad day, if our kids are monsters, because sometimes they are, how can I go out of my way? How can I plan to bring peace into our marriage? For our kids, that means not exasperating them, even if they are being monsters. How can I live at peace with our kids? Living at peace with everyone means living with intention, going out of our way, making the choice, having a plan to be a person of peace in all of our relationships. And that can be challenging because, like I said, it's a choice. It takes intention. It's like having to plan, like, okay, I want to live at peace with everyone. So what can I do proactively in order to do that in my closest relationships? And that can be hard. It takes time. It takes effort. But it's also following the example of Jesus. And if we're followers of Jesus, that is what we're called to do, to follow his example. And he was very intentional. He made the choice to bring peace to us by entering this world and living among us. So this week, even today, what's one way you can plan to bring peace, to live at peace with those around you, being intentional in choosing to bring that wholeness to your relationships? Maybe it's at work, maybe it's with your spouse, maybe it's just with your kids. Like, even I'm thinking, like, how can I choose to respond better when Clara does something that I don't like? How can I do that? It's what we're called to. to live at peace with everyone as much as we can, what we have control over. And we have control over our actions, over our words, and over our choices. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you this weekend. Have a great day.